G'day folks, and welcome back to OCS Korea, the Forgotten War. We are at the start of the 19th of July 1950 turn, and here is the situation. You can see North Koreans closing in around this Pusan peninsula. Here's Pusan down here. You will notice a great number of American units now holding sort of the west side of this line, trying to push the ROK forces up to the northeast. And they're still pulling back from the north there. We do have some ROK forces. We've got 3 divisions under here, a full strength division, and then 2 division, full strength down the bottom there, and then 2 divisions reduced to 1 step. Holding this pretty important location here in Kumcheon. It's a good crossroad of both roads and the rail, and right on the edge of this mountain range. We've got 2 more units down the south here, and then behind them, the American positions. Now, this Nakton River is important. It's really the big barrier before we get into this sort of hilly terrain. So, first line defense, second line defense, and then we'll try and see what happens behind here. But yeah, Americans moving up to the line. North Korean, it's fair to say their advance hasn't been great. From the time they hit sort of the Kum River area around here, these last few turns have been pretty slow. They did attack last turn, failed to dislodge these ROK divisions. They have succeeded elsewhere. So they've kind of cleared out most of this area now. They'll be driving down these roads. They do have a supply dump up here, so that'll fuel them moving south. And of course they get supplies along this rail headquarters here, down to Andong, which can sort of throw supplies out to the right there. Okay, so we are at the start of the turn, and last turn's weather was no flight, so we need to make a weather roll, which is another no flight. So we're in July. A roll of 1 to 2 is no flight, which is not good for the UN forces. They really want to fly. We'll make a first player determination, and communists first, and then UN. It's a tie, so we re-roll communists, UN. UN get to decide who goes first, and they're going to let the North Koreans, the communists, go first. They are reasonably happy with their defences, and they don't want the North Koreans to get back-to-back turns. So we'll say NK going first. First thing to do is aircraft refit. As I said, last turn was a no-fly turn, so our aircraft is still healthy and fit. We then roll for reinforcements, replacements. So let's check. In fact, I'm confident that there are no communist reinforcements arriving this turn. They don't arrive until, late August, so another month. We do have variable replacements though, so let's roll for that. And a roll of 5 will give us nothing, which is unfortunate. And this is UN. A 5 gives us nothing. And we'll roll for supplies, and a roll of 7 will give us 2.5 SP in Pyongyang to go with our 2T already there. Okay, supplies are done. We can now conduct a rebuild. Now I was trying to, in fact I think I got no packs last turn, so yeah, nothing to rebuild this turn. So we can go straight on to movement. No breakout, so we just look at movement, and I want to consolidate an attack on this position here. And I'm going to try and bring a lot of artillery down here. So you can see, bringing all these down. Yeah, artillery and infantry. Yep. More artillery and another big infantry. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. I've got my mechanised units over here, so I'm going to fuel them with this 105th tank, which fuels all those units. So they're going to move into 6 in combat mode. And they're tracked, so let's figure out, because they're going to be probably moving through some difficult terrain here. The low hills, tracked is just 1, which is good, and the hills will be 2, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, let's get 1 into there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yep, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they'll follow. So getting a lot into this big attack down there. Okay, down the south here, I am just keeping the pressure on. 1, 2, 1.5, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4. And 1, 2, leg. I didn't clear my movement markers. Should have done that first. They hadn't moved yet. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I've got these units here which haven't moved. And they're just going to keep the pressure on, so oh, actually, hold on, I need to be careful of, yeah, this rail line's fine, so they can follow that rail line down. 1, 2, 3. In fact, they can go combat mode. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3.5, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In fact, I might just be a bit more cautious, keep some units with my HQ. Okay, so over here, I've got this truck. They need to go back, they might go back to Pyongyang for supplies. Here we go, bit of a journey. Where are we gonna go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 into Pyongyang, or they'll load up. 33, plus 4.5, 33, 37.5, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, and they're done. Now, I did pass this truck here. They will head out to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now, these guys do have supply, so they can eat off the land there. They can draw up to 5. So that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then supply to there. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. they'll join 1, 2, 3. That's where my headquarters is. Can they fuel? Actually, we can throw supplies from here. 1, 2. Actually, can't get through that point there. But these guys will likely pull back this turn anyway, because they're going to be surrounded if they don't. They're on their way back. And that's about it. So yeah, just moving up as fast as I can. Little supply dumps all over the place. That's an interesting one. Okay, so now, oh, hold on. I can rail some supplies down. What was my rail cap? It's 2, I think. Company stables, rail cap is 2. So I can grab 2 SP from Pyongyang. I don't have 2 SP. I have 1. And rail it down to this existing dump here. It's 1. May as well consolidate there. And I'll just move this headquarters up to there as well. In fact, to do that, I'll keep them there for now. Okay. Yep, that's about it. So that was 1 SP. Then I'll bring 3. I'll bring 3 around to here. Just rail them down to get into that. Sorry, just adjusting the mic. Get into that slightly better position. Okay, movement is done. So now we get to barrage. I've got a lot of supplies. Again, actually, do I have a lot of supplies? Probably don't now. I do have supplies here on the rail line. So I believe, this is where I'm a bit uncertain about the rules. I believe I can throw them on a train and they can detrain in sort of any of these locations, I think. As it stands, I've got 2.5 SP of supplies here. Oh, and there's an SP actually. So I wanted to move them to bolster one of these divisions, but yeah, we'll leave them there for now. Okay, so do I bother barraging or do I just engage in combat? Barraging, if I get a DG result, it would halve them. But I want to make sure I've got enough supplies to fuel this combat. Because I have been, so what have I got here? I've got 7, they're overstacked actually, so they can't go there. Let's pull them in reserve just to there. So, it's 8. That's 2 SP just for those. Yeah, I may not have supplies for all this. So what have I got? How many supplies have I got? 2.5. That's 3. I can't draw on that because it's not on a rail. So I've got 3. So I can't send in a lot. Maybe I just need to stockpile my supplies for next turn. I might do that. I'll just they're surrounded now, so look, they're going to have to pull back or protect their supply lines along this road, because supplies can get to there, but look, the North Koreans will just stockpile supplies in this region. Because, look, the defenders have got, we don't, again, with Fog of War, we know they've got a big 12 unit on top. We know, though, that they've got 2 other divisions with a strength of 11. So we're looking at 23 on defence, which is going to be tough to get any decent result on without sort of bringing in all these forces. And to bring in all these forces, I'm going to need a lot more supplies. So we might just wait one more turn and bring those more supplies down, get some more supplies. As I said, we've got no more in Pyongyang. I just dumped 2 out there, didn't I? maybe I should have brought them around. Anyway, it's been done. So look, it's a bit disappointing, but no North Korean attacks this turn. They're not attacking here. They don't really have the strength down there, and they don't have the strength there. That river will halve their combat. Definitely don't have the strength out in the east. So look, yeah, 4 supplies. Okay, so supplies can be detrained here, and then a long road movement. Oh no, it can't reach out here because it's blocked by that zone of control here. So these guys have to eat off the map, and in doing so, one token is 2 RE. So we're looking at 2 tokens spent to fuel these 4 units. This unit here can draw supplies safely along that road, but it can't go past here. So just for this turn, these guys have to eat off the map, and they eat those supplies. Everyone else can draw trace supply. Yeah, they can easily access those detrainable hexes. Yeah, you can see the rail line runs through there, rail line all over here, so they're all fine. Actually, these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, they can reach Chongju there. These guys, yep, they can reach Nimwon. That's a detrainable hex there. All right, so trace supply is fine. They're all good. There's no reaction, there's no combat, no exploitation. Cleanup is done. Second player, UN forces. They have aircraft refit. They are fine because last turn was that's no fly turn anyway. Reinforcements. They've been getting a steady stream of reinforcements. What do they get on this turn, the 19th? They get some more US forces, this time looking at 1st Cavalry Division. Okay, 2 units. Now I've been sort of, I am in need of supplies. I'm going to do my air units first, so they will fly over. Oh, so it's actually, sorry, I didn't realise, it's half a token, 1 token. So they double, so that's 2 and 3. So they get 3 tokens worth of supplies flown over. And then they return to base inactive. Then I get, actually, let's take, hold on, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Supply table. UN tables. So here we go, variable replacements. It's none, which is unfortunate, and we get 2.5 shipping points. Okay, so it's going to be 2.5. So it's going to be 1 shipping point for each of these units, which then means I only get half an SP of supplies being shipped over, and I really want more so I can start building up more hedgehogs. But look, I think it's more important to get these units over. So I'm going to ship them both over. 1, 2 to there. Just going to put them on the bottom so I know they've moved. Yep, okay. Then really need to bolster my forces around here. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2.5. Oh, sorry, jumping ahead as well. I get a rebuild. Rebuild over here. So I've got 2 packs on that HQ. I was going to rebuild a regiment. There we go. And then they... All right, let's pull this unit back. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll put it in mode. 1, 2, 3. Put them there. We will shift 1 unit over to the left here. 1, 2, 3. I'd love to get a hedgehog there, but do have the supplies. All right, I've got other units in the area as well anyway. Look, I'm worried about this unit moving now. So, what's my strength? I've got a strength of 7, so I'm not in too much trouble. I'm just worried about being outflanked by this unit. Do I pull back from here or do I just hold it? They don't really have the numbers to attack me in strength. We're looking at 16 on 7, so they barely have 2 to 1 in close terrain. They'll be halved across the river unless they try and cross it first. I think I'll hold for now, and I'm not worried if they come around the south here. Look, I hold Masan in strength, so look, I'm going to move this unit 1, 2, 3 up to there. Then I'm going to move this unit 1, 2, 3 up to there. And then, like I said, I get supplies into this hex, I think. Again, adjacent is good enough, so I can dump supplies in this hex, which can then be picked up by those forces. They're not surrounded yet, but they're very close. The question is, do I try and... It's such an important area. It's that crossroads of all those rail networks. I'm holding it in good strength. It is a difficult position. I just don't want to give this up lightly, but I also don't want to be surrounded. So I'm so close to being surrounded, so maybe I just need to pull back and reform my line behind the river. Which means, look, they've moved up there. I might just keep them there. I might and then I might go 1, 2, pull back to there. Pull these forces back 1, 2, back to there, and abandon that hedgehog. Which puts us in a better position. Much more difficult to be surrounded here. In fact, I may even pull back just that one extra 1, 2.5, just to give me look, it's a better position. That minor river on 4 sides, flanks are protected. Yeah. American forces on the flank, which means these guys should probably now pull back, which means I need to spend a token of supply to fuel this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So yep, this is going to be this line has to hold. Artillery, 1, 2.5. I might try and move these guys. Oh no, they can't. Yeah, okay. This is where I'm making my stand. I'm worried about Yongsan here. It's kind of open. Hopefully they can't reach it. I don't think they can. Probably just on the outskirts of their range. Yep. All right, so look, that is the UN move done. Lines are looking better, but as I said, we have really had to give up some ground. Question is, do I build a hedgehog? Where can I build a hedgehog? I could build a hedgehog here. And why might I do that? It's open ground. It's got a low, geez, it's got a low AR1. That is not a healthy unit. And they're right on that main road. Yes, they do have artillery in reserve behind them, but geez, they're pretty weak otherwise. They haven't moved yet. I've got 2 tons of supply here. That all adds up to 2, so I'm going to spend that to build a hedgehog. There, just to bolster that defense, because I'm a bit worried about that unit. It'll also boost their AR. All right, so that just helps a little bit. Yes, spending supplies. I don't have a lot. I don't have any now, but yeah, we can draw in some internal supplies if needed, if the North Koreans push straight away. All right, that is it. That is the end of the turn. So, well, we go through no combat, no reaction, no exploitation, clean up. There's no disorganization, no exploitation. We are done. Move the turn marker 1 space. We're at the end of the 19th of July turn. Heading into 22nd of July. All right, so to recap, you can see the UN line now stretching along, yeah, that Pusan line. I think I really have to try and hold here. I'm just hoping this is enough. You can see I've got Gyeongju does have a hedgehog behind the lines. That was built early. Look, more reinforcements coming in every day. I've got that unit holding back in Pusan. 2 units just arrived. Yep. We shall see. All right. Yeah, got some vulnerabilities in the line, I know, but holding those key positions. This is the main road, the second road. This is where most of the North Korean forces are coming down this road, this railroad. All right, folks, thank you for watching. More to come soon. Take care.